Tell me about transitioning from snowcap. How do you get tasked to go to Panama?
Okay. So after snowcap, I'm back in El Paso Intelligence Center, and I'm there for about 4 or 5 months, and then all of a sudden we hear about the invasion of Panama, and it just information in around Epic, and we're all watching television, and all of a sudden the phone on my desk rings and it says, "Chris, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm watching the invasion of Panama." They said, "Stop watching it, go home and pack." So what for? They said, "We're going to Panama for a week." Okay. So I dropped my stuff, raced home, grabbed my pack for a week, hopped on a plane, and landed at Albrook Air Force Base in Panama. Dumped my stuff on the tarmac, hopped on a helicopter. So I was met there by some agents. Hopped on a helicopter, and next thing, within 20 minutes, maybe a half hour of landing in Peru, in Panama, we're conducting a search warrant on one of Noriega's palaces in Panama.
And why are they sending you down there?
Mostly language ability and the fact that I can get along in Latin America and speak with
No,
people.
but in particular DEA. Why is DEA down
Oh,
there
okay.
for the invasion of Panama?
Okay, because there's a search warrant, or I'm sorry, arrest warrant for Noriega, and we were there to try and find Noriega and serve the arrest warrant and get him back into the United States, extradite him back to the U.S.
For drug trafficking.
For drug trafficking, yeah, absolutely.
So you did some searches down there. What were you looking for?
We were looking for any type of information that would show that Noriega was a drug trafficker, was involved with drug trafficking, had connections with drug traffickers, and any type of documentation along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the discovery rules in the United States, we also had to look for anything that would be exculpatory to show that he wasn't involved. We played the dual role there.
Oh, that's interesting. So even though you were in a different country, you had to, yeah.
Yeah, it was all we had. There was a U.S. attorney that came down with us to make sure that everything was done kosher, so that it would be valid in U.S. court system.
Did you find anything?
Found an interesting thing in the first location we went when we did a raid on one of Noriega's houses. I'm looking through some photo albums, and in the photo albums, I find a photograph of a DEA handing an award to Noriega for helping stop something in drug trafficking. And when I look real closely, the person handing the award to Noriega is my father. So,
did you ever ask your dad about it?
Yeah, matter of fact, I still have that photo. I actually took the photo, and I probably shouldn't say that right now, but I put the photo in my pocket because I said there are copies of the photo that were sent and put in the case files and everything, but the original is in my possession.
So. What did your dad say?
He laughed. He said that was Noriega. At one point, they allowed him to use one of his ranches, to stage off of when they were doing an interdiction effort where they seized, I don't know how many kilos of cocaine coming through. So they gave him a certificate thanking him for that.
In Panama, I'm assuming at that point, military's gone in, secured everything. Not super dangerous for you, or was it?
No, when we took off in the helicopter, they were shooting at us. The bullets pinging off the side of the helicopter, and there was a military gunner hanging out the window shooting back at them. It was full-on war. War lasted a day or two, maybe, but there are little pockets of insurgents that would shoot at U.S. forces. And then we had other situations. For example, there was a bar that we used to go to called the My Place Bar, and everybody used to go there. And it was a couple blocks from the hotel, and even it was a known servicemen's bar, right, for the U.S. service people to go there, the military. They were on quarantine, so they couldn't go there, but we ended up going there. We had no quarantine. And I was supposed to meet a friend of mine there, one of the other agents, and actually fell asleep. I went back to my room, fell asleep, and when I woke up, I said, it's too late. And I go up onto the roof of the hotel, and I can see the My Place Bar. And all of a sudden, there's two loud explosions, and the whole front of the building blows out. And I'm like, holy crap. And I went running down to try and find the other agent, and I bumped into him. He had fallen asleep as well. And he never made it to the bar either. But what it was is two guys came by on a motorcycle and threw hand grenades. And there was several people killed and injured in there.
Man, so, what are the chances, right?
Yeah, I mean, dumb luck, right? Somebody smiled on me that day, right? So.